folks, 1/35th scale models. My name is Rick. Today I'm going to be reviewing a model I've been looking forward to get for a very long time, and that is Dragon's UH-1d Huey helicopter in the Bundeswehr version, or HEER. So the model itself was released in 2007. By the time I got back into modeling, it was no longer really out there, except for a few people that were charging outrageous prices for it. So I kept watching and looking for a good price and never really did find it until recently. Dragon re-released it this year, 2025, and I immediately got on it, got it, and it arrived. Now, mind you, the United States Postal Service got it to California and then decided to send it to Hawaii via boat and back. So it took another almost 30 days for me to get it, but that doesn't surprise me. Either way, all kidding aside, it is an outstanding model. I wanted to review it. The other neat thing is when you look at the box art, you see Neuschwanstein Castle in the background, and I was just there last month, and so that was very exciting to see. So anyway, let's get started.
Okay, so let's look at the instructions. It's pretty simple. You've got the box art, then you've got a spruce sheet layout here, and then you go into the instructions. Now they've got some basic information, kind of your standard things, some paint codes, and then you start the building. Now there's lots of details. This is kind of a complex how they've set this up. A lot of steps within each one of these sections, but it just shows you how you go about it. They do have a little bit of color showing you kind of where the parts glue on. That's always a nice feature. But you can show it building the interior of the cabin area, the seat belts, things like that. And then you go in. Now, one of the things Dragon does is instead of folding it, you go this way to get to each page. So here's section 2, continuing to build the cabin area, the engine compartment, different things here, the seat setups going through all these different components. They do have some parts you have to remove and modify, going through your drive shaft setup and all that here, and then going into actually connecting the two hulls either side of it together. You got to put some windows in during this process, and putting on the top of the cabin area, working on the engines, the engine area here, continuing on down through the different stages. Not a real complex model. It's a pretty simple helicopter in the original form, so the model should be pretty similar. They do have some choices here on the back if you've got the storage area here or a solid panel, some different connection points and that underneath here. And going to the other side, you've got kind of your final stages, building the winch setup here for lifting people, some of the other detail parts, and then going into your different paint options. You've got your standard, you've got your different search and rescue setups here with the orange doors, or the big search and rescue on the side. This kit also contains several troops. They're of the older style. They don't have the Kevlar helmets. They have the old pot type helmets. But that's the setup here. They're pretty decent looking. And that's the instructions. So this is spruce sheet A. You see both sides of the main part of the helicopter, the doors, some parts of the interior here, the seats for the pilot and co-pilot, and the engine covers. The plastic itself is rather thick. Should be fine, but it's a little on the thicker side. Also, it's got pretty decent details here on the panels. You can see the rivets. They're raised up, and then you've got the panel lines themselves are fairly decent depth, so it'll make it nice when it comes time to do the detailing. A little bit of flashing in here, nothing major. Should be pretty simple to clean up. So this is spruce sheet B. It's got your rotors, some of the interior parts, the seats, different components of the interior mainly. One of the neat things about this kit is it's got a PE sheet with all the seat belts. So they've got the seat belts here, And if you want to use a PE sheet, you need to sand this off and smooth it, and then you can use the PE sheet, but you have both choices. Overall, these parts are pretty clean. There's a little bit of flashing here and there, nothing major. Not a lot of little tabs here to cut off, so it should be fairly simple to clean it up and come out with a good, nice kit. This is Spruce Sheet C. You've got mainly parts of the hull, the tail rotor, parts of the seats, different components here, your skids, this area here, your control rods, and parts like that. One of the neat things is there's a nice texture here for the floor of the interior, and the roof of the helicopter has this non-skid up here on the top, and that has that. Trying to show you how it looks. You kind of can see it there a little bit. And then the other one, you can really see that pattern there. It really looks nice in real world. Once it's painted, a little bit of detail work, and that should jump out nicely. This is Spruce Sheet D, which is all your clear parts, your windows, quite a few on the helicopter itself, and then the doors here that have the window on them. They've done the whole door, so it's a pretty simple process, just painting over this area. Really nice detail and angles, pretty clear, not distorted, so I'll probably use just a little bit of polish to dress up just a little bit, but it's pretty nice out of the box. Here's the 4 troops that come with it. Pretty decent quality injection mold. You've got your equipment for them, your MG, your HK rifles, and your Panzerfaust, your Uzi machine gun, their legs, the torso, pretty straightforward. The hands look decent, a little bit of flashing, so there's going to be some work there cleaning that up, but the rest of it is pretty sharp. The helmets have the webbing on them, so that's really nice. Once it's painted, it'll dress up nicely. Probably add a little bit of tree leaves and things like that on there extra, would really dress these up nicely. So the final components are these parts here, which are contained in one bag. And it's also the neat part of the kit. So you have your decals here, which they're nice, well done. You've got your real large iron cross, the different, depending on which version you make, different components there. Really good quality decal. They don't look thick at all. They look real nice on the model. You have the first PE sheet, which has quite a few detail, plus you can see here all the etched details on these parts, which really quite a few, but nice modifications for the model itself. Another one here, which is pretty standard for a lot of models. And then this one, which is what you'll see in a lot of the aftermarket products. You've got your seat belts, you have your control panels, and then these parts here, which look like some kind of a handle or something. Quite a lot. This is something you'd end up spending a decent amount of money as an aftermarket product. You can kind of see here the details within the dash and the control panel. And it's a 2-stage, so you'll have a lot of depth within that. And like I said, all the seat belts and the details there for the straps.
So that's the kit. I hope you guys like it as much as I do. I'm looking forward to building it. I will start that quite shortly, and I will do a couple videos at least on the building process and then the painting, adding all the detail parts. There are some aftermarket products I'm considering getting, but I may just build it as is. It's a pretty nice kit. I like it. So everyone, take care. Happy modeling. Please Get me on Facebook, ask me questions. I always get back to everybody as fast as possible, either on Facebook or in the blog of the video itself. I have more videos coming real soon, and I appreciate everyone watching. Everyone take care and happy modeling. Bye-bye.